So I was thinking about it the other day, and I realized that this is the first full winter I have spent living in my Jeep camper. Now, it wasn't like I was living up in Alaska in the Jeep through winter, so I'm super grateful for that. But the way you live when temperatures are below freezing at night, even in the desert for example, is a lot different from the warmer months, with the long days and warm nights that I'm used to camping in with the Jeep. So I've been asking myself if I would do it again. On one hand, I think there has been infinite value in being compact enough and capable enough to go pretty much anywhere at a moment's notice. There have been so many times this winter where I've wanted to do something that requires going down a 4x4 road, and so many camping spots that required at least having high clearance to get to that if I didn't have it, I would have to find another spot on the fly or camp in crowded areas when I was already exhausted from traveling all day. Also, having a diesel heater made the biggest difference. I would never go back to a life without one, nor attempt to live this way in any cold climates without one. It has really helped my mental health through the winter, being able to wake up in a warm space and slowly get ready for the day in comfort. However, the hardest part about this winter was trying to stay occupied through the long nights. At first, I really didn't know what hobbies to do in such a small space, so I defaulted to spending a lot of time watching content or movies, but quickly realized that that was not great for my mental health. So I took to reading or listening to educational podcasts a lot more, and learning how to crochet and playing board games when I was with people. The other thing I realized is that you have to have a plan for when you start to feel burnt out on everything. I've found that an occasional night in a Motel 6 has done wonders for me. Now, is this something that I think I should do every winter for eternity? Absolutely not. I mean, it has never been the plan to live out of my Jeep for the rest of my life, but I'm gonna keep living this way as long as it makes sense for me. I've been contemplating what I will do next winter, and the options include staying in the north, buying a small fiberglass trailer, or winterizing my Jeep more, but spending part of the time hopping to different areas and renting out Airbnbs here and there, or renting a cabin for the better part of the winter. Or I could simply just go south again. For now, it has just been so nice to finally be in a season of more warmth and sun. When things get challenging living out of the Jeep, I usually try to remember that I do it all for moments like these, watching the spring unfold before my eyes and spending time in these quiet places with my doggo. Anyways, for those of you thinking about living in such a compact space like me, I think there's lots of things to consider, and winter should be high on the list. How will you stay warm and comfortable through the long dark nights? How will you entertain yourself? And what is your plan for when you get burnt out? Come here, William. Breakfast. Whew, so I have been a busy girl lately. Past month or so, I have not stayed at one camp spot for more than one night. And let me tell you, I'm pretty tired from all of that. So today we are staying right here at this spot for a second night. I'm not moving. I refuse to. I've been hanging out near Sisters, Oregon, and it's been lovely. This is such a great area. I don't know if I would want to be here in the dead of summer just because of the fire risk. This place definitely feels like a tinderbox to me. But in the spring and fall, after like a good rain and after there's been a lot of snow, I feel like this is the perfect spot to be. It's been straight up in the 70s for the past 3 to 4 days. Today I'm just gonna do a little spring cleaning and taking care of the Jeep, and I want to try out this bread recipe over the campfire that I've been wanting to make for a while now. So we're gonna do that. Chill day. For me, if a spot has like just enough service to send text messages and like emails, it's all I need, because otherwise I'm like on my phone a bunch, and it's super nice to like just disconnect from the internet and social media for a little bit and just enjoy the beauty. It's just so nice to be able to hear the birds again. I think it's high time that I change this awning cover. The reason why it's been like this for so long is it's taken me so long to like figure out how to get a new one. So I had to like email a company, and then on top of that, shipping it when you move all the time, it's really hard to kind of guess where you're gonna be in like the next week or 2 weeks. So yeah, I had to ship to one place, and then it was shipped back to the company, and then it was shipped to me finally, and I finally got to the post office and picked it up. Also, dispose of your trash correctly. Don't leave it at camp spots. Very complicated design, overland vehicle systems. I think I would make it a lot easier to change this if I was designing one, because these things break so easy, especially when you use it like every other day pretty much. Ooh. ASMR. Some good old-fashioned ASMR. Alright, now to hang this baby back up. Oh, much better. It was looking so raggedy there for so long. And now Black Panther can be restored to her beauty. Accomplished. I feel so accomplished. It really wasn't that hard. Oh, do you guys hear all those birds in the background? It's so beautiful. Oh, it feels like spring so hard. You may remember a few videos back I shared with you all the Anker Solix C1000 when I was giving a tour of my Jeep camper kitchen. Here's another power station by Anker Solix made specifically for camping. It's called the C800 Plus, and it is the first portable power station with lights included. The power station itself has a capacity of 768 watt hours, an output of up to 1200 watts, and it can surge to 1600 watts, making it possible to charge multiple devices at once. Most impressively, it can be recharged in only 58 minutes when plugged into a wall socket. These cute little lights that come included with the power station have their own charging ports, have 3 different modes, and will stay on for 8 hours on full brightness. It also comes with a retractable pole that is magnetic that you can put your lights on. And there's this quirky feature of being able to act as a tripod by unscrewing the top part and connecting your camera or other devices. So make sure to go check out the Anker Solix C800 Plus by clicking the link in my description. Thank you, Anker Solix, for sponsoring another one of my videos. It really helps to keep the wheels turning. So I was doing my spring cleaning and I was trying to film a montage of my spring cleaning because I'm a dork, when all of a sudden the hairs on the back of my neck began to stand up. Yeah, what happens next is definitely the strangest thing that has happened to me in a while, and I just want to preface this by saying, like, in the many years I have traveled solo, I've not had anything like this happen before. I know how stuff like this can be perceived on the internet, and I know I'm gonna get a bunch of people saying like, you're not safe, Loui, or you need to have a pew pew and all of this stuff. I want to share this experience with you guys on the internet because there's one thing that you should always trust in yourself on the road, and that is your instinct when you aren't safe. Like, don't gaslight yourself. If something doesn't feel right, listen. Okay, and thank you guys for not commenting that I need a pew pew, because I'm not gonna get a pew pew. Sorry. There is a car that keeps driving by that keeps raising my heart rate every time it drives by. So I think we're gonna pack up and go to a different spot. It's weird. I've never seen a car do that before. I don't like it. So I'm gonna pack up right now and we're gonna go. This has been the first time in like 3 years that I've been like, something's not right here. Like, the car drove by again just as I was packing up, and they've been driving back and forth. I noticed they like slow down every time they get kind of near my camp, and I'm like, okay, if it's nothing, I just still won't be able to sleep tonight knowing that there was somebody lurking about. So we're gonna move to another spot. Okay, well, we moved camp spots about 20 minutes away from that other camp spot. I dumped off some trash and filled my diesel, so that worked out that way. But man, that was so spooky, y'all. Like, I've had something like so distinctly creepy like that happen to me like ever in like the 5 years total of being on the road. It's just a healthy reminder to be aware of your surroundings and like not to be fearful of everything all the time. But yeah, to be aware of your surroundings and listen to your instincts. All right, I'm hungry. That was a whole ordeal, and I'm kind of mad at that person because I was like really like cleaning well, and like I had to throw everything in there. So I need to eat something, and I'm gonna keep cleaning. I'm not gonna let that person ruin my day. Okay, we have cleaned and organized pretty much everything. The way I stay sane living in such a small place is that everything has a place, like down to the little things, like toothbrush heads. Those all have a place. All my food has a place. All my clothing has a system and a place. And over time, I've just gotten more and more organized. Yeah. Okay, William and I are gonna go for a walk and look for some firewood. Normally, I would bring my little saw, my little foldable saw, but I can't find that. I say that in the clip like after I was talking about how everything has a place, but that I must have left somewhere at some point. This is a very cheap saw, foldable saw, and I need to just get an electric one anyways. Oh, there would have been the perfect dead tree right there. When in a forest, I don't like to have to pay for firewood, so we're just gonna collect some dry bits today. Do you see all these down trees? I could have totally used their firewood. I think I'm just gonna break off some of the branches, use some of those. Dang it, I don't know what happened to my saw. William is getting no help. This stuff burns okay. I don't know, this looks like the volume of wood I'm gonna need to just make a little bit of bread. Hopefully, to make some coals, hot coals. Okay, so this is a very simple bread recipe called bannock. You don't have to add the apples and the cinnamon to it, but I have a sweet tooth, so that's what I did. I'm making it today because I learned recently of its significance to many indigenous cultures from the Pacific all the way to the Arctic. It is said that it was a recipe brought by the Scottish. However, indigenous peoples before contact with Western colonists would actually make this out of flour derived from various roots and bulbs. It wasn't until about the 19th century when food rations given by the Canadian and US governments on reservations were these high carbohydrate, long shelf life ingredients, and they essentially became a staple of Native American diets. The significance of this food is that even through tough times, Native Americans were able to make something warm and tasty, and it is now a big part of indigenous culture all the way up to the Arctic. So since that is where I'm going soon, I wanted to share this little piece of culture and history via food. In my opinion, it's the best way to learn some history. William, get the stick. Get it. Get it, Bubba. Get it. Nothing crazy, just enough to get some coals going for my pan. That's something going here. I'm just gonna put these in here. Basically, you just fry it. That's what the recipe said. Put them in there. Hey, William. They're starting to look, this one's like the perfect, this is the image of perfection. The other ones are okay. This one, I think it's done, yep. And then these other ones are like, just okay. The traditionally Nunavut and Cree bread, I believe. We're getting smoked out over here. I swear the smoke was going the opposite direction 2 seconds ago. And then I started filming. Okay, here's my beautiful apple cinnamon bannock bread. And we're gonna give it a little try. Love cooking stuff over the campfire. Oh, it's bready. The baking powder really helped, that's for sure. This is good. It's so simple. You can make this at home, but instead you can put them in the oven or you can pan fry them on your stove. They knew what they were doing back in the day, that's for sure. If you made this savory, you could eat this with like soup or something. Such a simple recipe. Okay, well, it was a very peaceful and calm night last night. I was still a little freaked out last night when I went to bed, and so I called my mom and we talked for a bit and I was fine. nobody drove by at all, but like still in my head I was like, what if this person like finds me, you know, 20 minutes away? But I'm feeling good this morning, and we finished up some work here up at camp, and now we are going to drive and go take a shower. We're gonna drive towards Portland because I'm having the Jeep looked at tomorrow, so on we go.